Hello and welcome, patrons. Today I have a practice for you that involves a fair amount of movement. And oftentimes, Iyengar yoga is known for holding poses longer and for looking for precision in the poses, which is absolutely a part of our practice. But also, having movement and connecting poses and finding fluidity in the poses can absolutely be a part of the practice as well. And in fact, it is a good way to have that at times to work that into our practices on a regular basis. So our prop list today is fairly simple. We've got just a couple of blocks, a blanket, a strap, and a bolster. And with that, let's go ahead and get started. So let's actually go ahead and start sitting in swastikasana, sitting with the shins crossed. You can sit up on a block or a bolster or a couple of folded blankets. I do recommend sitting on some height so that you can fully release the roots of the thighs and lift up from that base of the spine up through the crown of the head. And let's steady ourselves here for a moment to begin our practice. So sit straight and tall, lift up from that bottom tip of the tailbone to the crown of the head, and let's reach those fingertips down and draw the fronts of the shoulders slightly back and shoulder blades and skin of the upper back down the back. Inhale, let's take those arms out to the side, shoulder height. Open your palms, open your fingers, spread and extend from the center chest out to and even beyond those fingertips, keeping the chest wide, collarbones wide, jaw, neck, tongue, throat easy, and keeping that openness across the chest. Bend your elbows. Be slow and intentional here. So bend the elbows, keep that chest wide, keep the collarbones wide. And then without collapsing around the chest or rounding the shoulders forward, fold your palms, press the palms completely together, low on the chest. So sort of bottom rib area, so that upper chest, sternum, heart center area stays open. And then with the chin level, eyes level, close your eyes and go in. Relax across your forehead. Allow the upper eyelids to fully rest on the lower eyelids. Go for smooth, soft inhales in and out the nose. Inhales and exhales in and out the nose. And as you inhale, imagine the skin of that upper back and the neck just draping down the back. So there's a softness and a downward release of the skin of the neck and the back. Inhale, visualize that skin dropping further, releasing further down the back as that upper chest area stays open. Lift up from the bottom sternum to the top sternum. Smooth, soft inhales and exhales. And then we'll take a slightly deeper inhale and just 3 ohms. And of course, you're welcome to join in or listen in your own space. Om. 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 Inhale, spread, uplift the chest. Exhale, bow your head, surrender your head to your heart. Release your hands to your thighs, palms facing up, and raise your head and open those eyes. Okay, let's take note of which leg is crossed on the inside. Go ahead and straighten your legs and then change the cross of those legs. And then interlace your hands without thinking about it. And then, just so we don't get too stuck in our own habits and patterns, let's change that interlace. Turn those palms away. Inhale, reach the arms up. Keep the neck easy, jaw easy, throat easy here. You can even slightly tuck the chin to lengthen the back of the neck. Inhale, reach up, open the palms, reach the arms up to lengthen the side waist. And then not to lead with the arms and the shoulders, but from the waist, turn to the right. Inhale, exhale, turn a little bit more to the right. and then inhale, get taller and come back. Inhale, exhale, turn to the left, stay. Inhale, turn a little further to the left and get taller as you come on back. And then let's go ahead and reach those arms down. Okay, take another block, a second block, and just have that behind you where we are going to be doing some twisting. And then let's play a little bit with this interlace of the hands. So let's all have the right index finger on top as we interlace the hands. And then let's change to the left and the right and the left and the right and the left, right, left, right, left, right, and left. Press those palms away. Inhale, reach up a little taller to lengthen the spine, lengthen the side waist, make the skin of the side waist thinner. And then let's inhale, exhale from the waist, turn to the left. Come on back. From the waist, turn to the right. And then keeping that height, that upliftment, go ahead and take your hands down. You can take that back hand to the block. The other hand, opposite hand to knee in front. And then inhale, lift, exhale, turn. Come on back to center. Let's change the cross of those legs one more time. And then let's interlace those fingers with the right index finger on top. And then left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Turn the palms away. Inhale, lift up, tighten the elbows, open the palms, and then let's turn it to the right first. Come back to center. Reach up, lift the bottom ribs straight up off the top hip so you make more space in that side waist. Turn to the left, and then keep that height. Take your hands down. So that left hand can go to the block, that right hand can cross over to the left knee. Inhale, lift, exhale, turn. And come on back to center. All right, let's prepare our legs and our hips for a few standing poses today. So let's sit with the legs wide and straight in Upavishta Konasana. And then let's inhale, take those arms out to the side. Exhale, turn your waist to the right, not to lead with the arms. Pin those shoulders back, pin the arms back, arms like airplane wings. Come back to center. Inhale, exhale, turn to the left, keeping that right arm back, right shoulder back. Come on back to center. And then inhale, exhale, let's extend out over that right leg. Upper back in, lift the chest. And turn from the waist. Come on up, inhale, exhale, turn to the left. As you turn to the left, keep reaching and elongating out through that right inner groin to the inner heel. Inhale to lift the chest, exhale to turn. And sit on up. Hold on to the right inner knee. Let's just sweep that right leg in and then sweep it out. And sweep the left leg in and sweep it out. Sweep that right leg in like a Janu Shirshasana or Baddha Konasana leg. Let's bring it up to a Marichiyasana leg. Take opposite hand and hug, opposite arm and hug that knee. And then inhale, exhale, turn out over that bent leg. Release. Let's go ahead and take that leg out again. And then the left leg, let's bring it in for a Janu Shirshasana or Baddha Konasana. Bring it up to Marichiyasana, and then opposite arm as leg, give that leg a little hug. Inhale, lift, exhale, turn. And then release, take that leg out. Okay, let's draw that right leg in. Bring it up to Marichiyasana, and then take that leg into Virasana, extending back from the head of the shin to the big toe. Now, most of us will find that our bent leg hip is raised a little bit, but as best as you can, try to get the hips level, shoulders level. And then bring that leg up and out. And then the left leg, let's bring it in and take it up. And then internal rotation, reach down with the fingertips, shoulders level. Extend from the head of the shin to the big toe on that Virasana leg. And then let's extend that leg straight. and take it out. Okay, let's come into Adho Mukha Virasana, downward facing hero pose. And let's start with the hands on blocks. So have the hands on the outer edge of the narrow edge of your mat, blocks long. Take your big toes together, knees apart. And then with those hands on the blocks, slowly draw your hips down, buttock bones to the heels, look forward, reach the arms long, slide those hands forward, keeping the buttocks down, those hips down low, look forward, upper back into the body, chest towards the floor. And then keeping that upper back in, those arms extend long, fingers and palms spread, slowly take the head down, let the back of the neck lengthen, and take whatever support you need for your head to keep your head in line with your spine, ears in line with the upper arms. Throat and jaw relaxed. Okay, we'll take a Parivrita action now, revolved action. Let's put that left hand on the floor on the outside of the mat and then turn. You can fold up your blanket here, put a block for your head. Take that right arm, thread it through, and turn to the left. So we're revolving, we're twisting to the left. And inhale, come up. Take the right hand down, thread that left arm through, turn to the right. And come on back. Let's take the hands on the blocks again. Walk the upper body over to the right. Keep the left hip anchored so you lengthen out through that left side waist. Again, ears in line with the upper arms, back of the neck long, jaw easy. And then let's walk the upper body over to the left. Keep that right hip anchored. Lengthen out through that right outer armpit, outer hip, side rib area. Jaw, neck easy, throat easy. Let's just keep those blocks off to the side for now. If you have that blanket or block in the middle, you can put that off to the side too. Reach those hands forward one more time, head down. And then roll up to the hands and knees in preparation for downward dog. Spread your palms and fingers wide. Let's have the shoulders over the wrists, knees slightly behind the line of the hips. Tuck your toes under and then press into the palms, lift your hips, come up to downward dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Tighten up the tops of the knees, draw those thighs back as if somebody were to come along and just grab hold of the middle of those quadriceps and drag them back. Let's come into a full plank now. So shoulders over the wrists, navel to spine, tailbone in, gaze slightly forward, and then bend your knees for a modified plank. Draw your hips back. We're going to flow through those few poses a few times. So let's come into a modified plank now, and then lift up into a full plank. Press into the palms, lift the hips up and back, downward dog. We'll rinse and repeat that a few more times. So full plank, modified plank, draw those hips back, come back into your modified plank, full plank, draw the hips up and back, downward dog. Let's go ahead and walk the hands and feet together now. And for our first Uttanasana, we're going to actually move between Uttanasana and Malasana, or sort of a Malasana variation. So bend your knees, wrap your arms around the backs of your knees, let your head and neck release to the floor, let go of the tension in the head and neck. And then bend your legs like you're coming into a Malasana. Maybe it's not a full Malasana, but you're squatting down. Now keep your torso on your thighs and then slowly start to straighten the legs, keeping the torso on the thighs. Let that head release down. So your legs may not straighten all the way if you keep the torso on the thighs. And then bend your legs, let yourself squat down. And then slowly start to straighten the legs, keeping the torso on the thighs. And then once again, let's bend those legs, let the torso and thighs touch. Slowly straighten the legs any amount. Now take your fingertips to the floor, straighten the legs all the way. Let's actually come into a concave spine now. So flat back as best as you can with those fingertips on the floor. Spin the biceps out, legs straight, drop on the kneecaps. And then press into the heels, swing the arms back, come up to standing. Step the 2 feet together for Utkatasana. So straight legs, long legs, feet together. Take your arms out to the side. From the upper arm, spin your arms up. Inhale, reach up. Reach those fingertips straight up to the ceiling. Reach beyond your fingertips, bend your knees, and let the hips go back. So you're making a zigzag shape, like a lightning shape with your body. Let those hips go back, navel to spine, reach up and out. And then let's go ahead and take the hands to the floor from here. And you're going to walk back out into your plank position. You can go ahead and keep those feet together for now, or you can separate those feet hip width apart. Take the shoulders over the wrists, navel to spine, gaze slightly forward, and then separate your feet, press back into downward dog. Keeping equal weight in the hands and shoulders, take your 2 feet together. Let's reach the right leg up and back, and then draw that leg in, knee towards the nose, hips lifted, navel to spine, and see if you can put that foot down in between your 2 hands. Now, if it took you a couple steps to get there, go ahead and take blocks for your hands, and then we'll repeat on the right leg. So step back, downward dog. Just careful that those blocks don't go slip sliding out from underneath you. Step your feet together. Reach that right leg up and back, and then draw it in, navel to spine, hips lifted. And let's put that foot down in between the 2 hands. Okay, let's turn that back foot down. Come on up. We're taking a Parsvottanasana. We're going to do a little movement, and then we'll hold. So press down on that back heel. Legs are straight. Parsvottanasana. Side flank stretch. Reach the arms up, and we'll take a sweeping action with those arms. Take your arms down and just sweep either the blocks or the floor, and then hands back. We'll hold on the third one. 2. And then 3. Let's all take hands on the high blocks here. Press that left foot down, roll the biceps out, drop on the kneecaps, and then up or back in, hips level. And then, of course, you can remain here, or if it's suitable for you to lower the blocks, to take the fingertips to the floor, to extend out over that front leg, you can do that, but do it with straight legs. All right, let's just bend that front leg, step the back leg to meet the front leg, and then just swap those legs out. Left leg forward, right leg back, turn that back foot down. Come on up to standing, Parsvottanasana with that sweeping action. Legs stay straight. Inhale, reach up, exhale, sweep down. So maybe you touch the floor, maybe you touch the blocks. 1, 2, and then again 3. Hands on high blocks so the spine can stay long, so you can find that concave back. Eyes slightly forward, hips level. So draw that left hip back, roll the biceps out. And then to your ability, you can lower the blocks and extend out over that front leg. All right, let's go ahead, and if you use the blocks to step through, you'll use the blocks again, otherwise hands to the floor. Let's go ahead and bend that front leg and then step back into a plank. It's totally fine to have the hands on blocks for plank. Draw back for downward dog. Step the 2 feet together. Let's start with the left leg first this time. Reach that left leg up and back. Draw it in. Lift the hips, navel to spine. And then let's put that foot down in between the 2 hands. Turn that back foot down. And then we're going to come up for a warrior 1 preparation. So press in that back foot. Come on up with 2 straight legs for starters. Let's take the arms out to the side, spin the upper arms up, and then we'll reach those arms up 3 times. Just bring those arms straight and parallel. We'll do 1, 2, 3. Okay, now hands near the ears, elbows back, reaching up. 1, 2, 3. Now hands parallel, reaching up. 1, 2, 3. Reach the arms up, and then bend your front leg. Drop into your warrior 1. Back leg is straight. Reach up. Can you make a square with that front leg? Press into that back heel. Lift up that from that base of the abdomen up through the notch of the collarbones. Inhale, come on up. Let's pivot through sort of a Prasarita Padottanasana just for a moment here. And then hands on the hips, draw the shoulders back, take the upper back into the body, let that heart center look up to the ceiling. And then come back to a neutral spine. Turn that right leg out, turn the left foot in, arms to the sides, arms up, legs straight, top buttock down. 1, 2, 3. Hands near the ears, elbows back, reaching up. 1, 2, 3. All right, let's take those arms down parallel and then reaching up. 1, 2, 3. Back heel down, bend that front leg. As you bend that front leg, let the buttock bone slide to the back of the knee. And inhale, come on up. Let's go ahead and turn back to that Prasarita. Just pause in the middle. And then let's turn that left leg out. Bend that front leg. Take the hands down. And then step back once again to your plank position. Draw those hips up and back. Come back to the plank. Let's take knees down. And then draw your hips through for a modified sort of a preparation for upward dog. So in upward dog, the knees and thighs are off the floor, but let's draw those collarbones back, take the tailbone in, and just let those legs kind of be relaxed on the floor right now. Collarbones wide, upper back in. So it's a little modified upward dog. Let's go ahead and draw those hips back and then come forward. This time, tuck your toes under, tighten the knees, collarbones wide, tailbone in and up for upward dog. And then press into those hands, draw the hips back. You can either stay with the blocks, or if you feel like you want to try without, remove the blocks. We will be stepping through again. Press into your palms, take the right leg up and back. Draw the knee to the nose, navel to spine, lift the hips. Let's take that right foot and put it down in between the two hands, and then use a block if you'd like. We'll pivot up for a triangle pose, Utthita Trikonasana. Both legs are straight in triangle pose. Take whatever height you need for that right hand, or you can take hand to the shin. And then extend from the center chest to the thumb mounds. Kneecaps are lifted. Imagine 3 points on your feet. Center heel, big toe mound, pinky toe mound on both feet. Press those 6 points equally. Press in that back foot, pull with the left arm, come up. We'll take warrior 2 now. We're going to come in and out 3 times, holding on the third. Back leg is straight, bend and straighten. 1, 2, 3, hold, breathe. Virabhadrasana 2. Now side angle, take that right hand down, sweep the left arm overhead. Okay, press into that back foot. If you're using a block, just pick that block up, take it with you, and then we're going to transition over to the other side. So legs straight, arms spread wide. Utthita Trikonasana, triangle pose. Tighten the muscles above the kneecaps, spin the thighs inside out. And then again, visualize those 6 points, center heel, big toe mound, pinky toe mound. Can you press on the left foot, those 3 points, on the right foot, those 3 points, so a total of 6 points. Spin that bottom arm back, extend from the center chest to the thumb mounds. Inhale, come up, back leg is straight, bend that front leg, warrior 2. And we'll do 1, 2, anchor in the back arm and back leg, 3, hold, breathe. Left inner knee back, left buttock in. That bent leg Can you let the buttock bone move towards the back of the knee? And then left hand down, reach that right arm up and over, and turn your waist up to the ceiling any amount. All right, let's go ahead and swivel down now into our Prasarita Padottanasana. And we're going to move from Prasarita into those same standing poses. So you may want to have a block behind each leg there. So first, let's have concave back for Prasarita Padottanasana. Legs are straight. You can be on your fingertips or your hands. Roll the collarbones wide, roll the biceps out. Kneecaps lifted. You can start to walk those hands back so the hands come in line with the heels of the feet. Bend the elbows, soften the belly, let that back, skin of the back neck, skin of the back skull drape to the floor. All right, turn the right leg out. We're going to swivel around for side angle pose first. Hand in front of the leg or behind the leg, side angle pose. Side angle pose on the left. Triangle pose on the right, Utthita Trikonasana. Passing through Prasarita, triangle pose on the left. Let's give Ardha Chandrasana half moon pose a go on the right. See if you can keep the gaze forward as you come up into Ardha Chandrasana. Bend the front leg, reach with the back leg, come out, swivel around, Ardha Chandrasana on the second side. Step in and come up. Bend the front leg, reach with the back leg, come on up. And then let's just go ahead and step those 2 feet together. We'll do a little bit of balancing work and hip work now. Taking Garudasana and also tree pose. So just to prepare, let's inhale, reach the arms up. We'll be a little playful with this. Let's just reach that right leg up, get taller as you put it down. Reach the left leg up and down. And let's just go right and left and right and left. Okay, now take the arms out to the side. Let's swing the arms, taking the right arm underneath. 1, 2, and 3. Let's intertwine those arms for Garudasana arms. Upper arms parallel to the floor. And then whatever arm is on the bottom, that leg is on top. So whatever arm is underneath, that leg is on top. So I'm doing my left, but if you're mirroring me, you'd be doing your right. So we can say right arm underneath, right leg on top. Spin the thighs from inside out. Breathe, stay. Now, let's take that right leg into Vrikshasana tree pose. Foot on the thigh or the calf if you need. Hips forward, thigh back, fold the palms. Lift up through the crown of the head. Okay, let's bring that leg up, grab hold of the big toe. Take that leg out to the side, and then standing hip in. See if you can extend that leg out to the side any amount. You can obviously take a strap here, but sometimes it's just good to see what we can do without the strap. And then release, Tadasana. Take the arms out to the side. Let's swing the left arm underneath. 1, 2, 3, intertwine, fold the palms, draw those upper arms down. And then bend the legs. Let's take that left leg over the right. Get those thighs close. Standing leg is bent. Hook the toes if you can. Spin the thighs from inside out and stay. Careful not to hold the breath. Keep the breath circulating in and out the nose. And then let's release that left leg. Once again for Vrikshasana, tree pose, hips in, thigh back, fold the palms, lift up through the crown of the head. All right, and then let's grab hold of that left big toe, lift up, take the leg out to the side, and see if you can extend that leg out any amount. All right, good. And then let's release, Tadasana. Stand tall, collarbones wide, reach the hands to the floor, unclench the jaw, unclench the toes, let the feet spread. All right, let's make our way down to the mat. We're going to do just a couple back bending poses and then wrap up our work for today. But of course, you may be inspired to continue on with other poses and practices. And if that inspires you, then go for it. But let's stand with our feet about hip width to shoulder width at the back of the mat. Inhale, reach the arms up. And then let's go ahead and come down to our Uttanasana. Keep the heels down for as long as you can. Walk out into your downward dog. And then let's bend those knees and come on down into a prone position. We're going to do a few back bends, back extensions from our abdomen. So you can come down, fold the palms, let your head rest in the backs of the hands, soften the shoulders and the jaw. Okay. We're going to take a few different variations of Shalabhasana. The first one is going to be lifting the legs only. So extend and reach back through all 10 toes, tighten the knees, keeping the head down. Can you just lift the legs? Just lift the legs. It might be a tiny movement. It's okay. Lift the legs from the thighs. Don't bend the knees. And then release. All right, now interlace your hands behind your back. Reach the knuckles to the feet. Roll the collarbones wide. Look forward. Take that upper back in. And then take those hands off the buttocks. See if you can lift that chest more, keeping the toes down. So upper body only now. Okay, release. Change the interlace of the hands. Now we'll take that same variation and add the lift of the legs. So inhale, exhale, tighten the knees, lift the chest, lift the head, lift the legs, reach the knuckles to the feet. Can you peel those hands up off the buttocks, shoulders back, upper back in, and then release down. Okay, Dhanurasana. Bend your legs. Without twisting or lifting the hips, just see if you can peel that left thigh up off the floor. Don't let the leg turn out. Grip at the base of the buttocks, lift that thigh up. Put it down. Same with the right. Lengthen from the right quadricep to the head of the knee. Lift without twisting. Come on down. Okay. Buttocks in, reach back without twisting. See if you can grab the ankles. Flex the feet, and then kick back with the legs. 1, 2, 3. Now point the toes, reach straight up to the ceiling with those big toes. Ultimately, we want the knees to become in line with the shoulders. You can take a little rock back and forth here, eventually landing on that upper abdomen, and then release down. All right, let's take a Bhujangasana now, cobra pose, hands underneath the shoulders, point back through all 10 toes, press your hands in the floor, collarbones wide, shoulders back, tailbone in, and then peel your chest up off the floor any amount, keeping the elbows in and that chest lifted. Tailbone in, shoulders back. And the elbows come down. One more time, Dhanurasana. Of course, you can do more if you'd like. Bend the knees, reach back, grab hold of one ankle at a time. This time, go straight away into reaching those big toes up to the ceiling, head lifted, maybe even lift the chin a little bit, and reach those big toes up to peel the thighs up off the floor. Hold, breathe, and then release. Okay, if you are done with back bends, you just want a little taste of that today, you can come into downward dog. Otherwise, you can join me for just a couple of Urdhva. I'm not perfecting today, where we're just touching, moving, touching on the poses, getting some movement. So you can obviously take any variation of Urdhva that you'd like. I've showed many variations in various recordings, and I'm sure you've learned your own as well. But I'm just going to take the pose plain in the middle of the room here. You could go to the wall and have hands on blocks, feet on blocks. You could back bend over a chair. But let's just go ahead and come on up, whichever way you choose. Urdhva. You can always lift those heels to lift the hips. Elbows are straight, buttocks in, hips high. Breathe. Come out when you're ready. And let's do two more. Whichever variation you choose, or you can take a nice long downward dog to a wide-legged Uttanasana with the buttocks on the wall. One more. Of course, you can do more if you feel like you have the energy for it today. Careful that you're not holding your breath. Keep that breath circulating as you stay in Urdhva. See if you can stay for a few more breaths. And then carefully release. All right, from here, let's simply take a flat Baddha Konasana, bottoms of the feet together, knees apart. Arms at the sides, palms up, roll your shoulders down. Just rest here for a few moments. Let go of the abdomen, let go of the legs, let the weight of the legs fall to the floor. See that the biceps are turned out, the chest is open. And let the breath smooth out. Like spreading a tablecloth out on a table and taking the ripples, the rumples out. Just let that breath smooth out and become a little smoother, softer, and finer. Relax across the skin of the forehead. Okay, let's roll over to the side. We're going to take a very wide downward dog to let our spinal muscles spread after those back extensions. Take your hands and feet as wide as your mat. You can even take a slightly shorter downward dog than normal and come on up. So now is the time to let the muscles of the back spread. Press to the palms, draw the hips back, release the head and the neck. Let those spinal muscles spread. We'll stay here for about another half minute. Make sure those kneecaps stay lifted. I looked over and saw my right kneecap dropping, so I'm saying it to remind myself and you. Keep those kneecaps tight, thighs back. And skin the back of the neck and back of the skull. Should be totally soft. Okay. And then we'll send those legs to release. All right. I am going to set up for a supported halasana using blankets and a bolster and a chair. I know I didn't mention those props in the starting of this recording. So if you have those things and you know you're fairly confident in supported halasana, I'll show. But if you've never done that in the presence of a teacher, then what you can do instead is you can take a bolster and just lie flat on the floor and cross those legs on the bolster. And then you can remain here for a few minutes. Allow the abdomen, the low back, the roots of the thighs to soften. And then change the cross of the legs, stay for another few minutes. And then you can take that bolster underneath your knees for Shavasana. Okay, otherwise you can join me for Ardha Halasana. So for Ardha Halasana, we'll need our shoulder stand blanket, the blankets you use for shoulder stand, a chair, and then either a few more folded blankets or a bolster. Okay, and then we actually did not end up using the strap today, but another nice way to come out of back bends is to lie down and take Supta Padangusthasana 2. So you take the leg out to the side with the foot in the strap, and then you can rest the leg on the bolster. So that's another nice option. That's where you could use the strap if you so desire. Okay, so let's set up our shoulder stand blankets. Now, I like to have a little something soft underneath my head. So I'm going to extend my blanket so my head isn't on the hard floor here, the hard tile. I'm going to grab a few more shoulder stand blankets. There's what you typically use for shoulder stand. Maybe 4 to 6 blankets if you have the thin ones, the thicker ones, 3 or 4 is good. Just make sure those blankets are nice and neat and even. And then I am going to put a bolster on my chair. So I have learned for myself through experimentation and experience that this sort of, my flatter bolster is a good fit for me, because when we come into this pose, our head will be on the floor, our thighs are over the bolster, and we want the feet to be a little bit below the line of the hip. So there's a downward descending. So for some, you may want to just roll a few blankets or maybe do a pranayama pillow in a blanket. So you just have to experiment a little bit, maybe get somebody to look at your pose if you can, or take a picture or video and look for yourself. But ultimately, we want to get a lot of length for the spine, and then those feet a little bit below the line of the hips. So you can come in when you're ready. And this will be the final pose I'll be doing for this recording today. So it's good to stay here for at least 5 minutes. You, of course, can come out and then take a Shavasana when you conclude, or even a Setu Bandha. Make sure you get the roots of those thighs all the way up on the bolster so the spine is long. And you can just bend those elbows. Make sure the thighs roll from inside out. And you should be able to breathe easily here. In this pose, it should have an overall soothing, quieting quality. If you are feeling pain, like pain in the neck, then come out and you can take one of the other poses that I showed earlier.
But otherwise, see if you can remain here for a few minutes. And then when it's time to come out, you'll slowly roll down. Careful not to lift the head as you come down. Careful with the chair. And then you can sit quietly for a couple of minutes and or take your Shavasana. I hope you benefited from this practice today. And as always, thank you for tuning in and thank you for your support on this Patreon.